Okay, so I'm walking into work and I'm covering shift for Tony. How many times do you think somebody's gonna say, hey Tony, you look different, Tony. Hey, you're not Tony. What did you do with Tony? Yeah, I promise you I'm gonna hear that shit all morning. Yeah, it's kind of like when it's 98 degrees and 70,000% humidity outside, and they say, "Is it hot enough for you?" Shut up.
All right, so here we are. I'm finally exercising. I've been going for a little bit. It's sorry, let me scoot you back some. It's quarter to 7. So today, knowing that the contractors were going to be here early, even though I told them I wasn't going to be home till 9:30, 10 o'clock, they got here. I was told they were going to be here around 8:30, which is fine. I don't know who to believe. Walt seems to think they were here significantly earlier than that. But they have once again uncovered rotten wood, and so once again this project has been delayed. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. I blame the original builder of the house for doing a shitty job, and I blame my parents, specifically my father, but both my parents, for allowing the shoddy work that was made evident very soon after they moved in go unfixed by the builder or the contractor all these years, and now we're paying for it. I wish I could say that he's paying for all of it, but he is not. I don't have the money for this. I mean, I do, thankfully, but I wasn't planning on spending any of my retirement funds to have a house fixed up that someone else neglected for 30 years. But anyway, so they have assured me, today is Wednesday, they have assured me they will be done with everything by Friday. To me, by Friday means when they leave here Thursday, they're done. I don't see that happening. I know a lot of people, that wording doesn't work for them. By Friday means they'll be done Friday, sometime Friday. So, just a weird quirk of my personal schedule. I usually shower before I go to bed at night, unless I am getting up early to go to work, or an occasional like early doctor's appointment or something like that. So I showered this morning before work. I'll shower tonight before bed. I won't shower tomorrow because I'll be showering early Friday morning. I would prefer to not go to bed tomorrow with a body that has been doing yard work, because I will be filthy from head to toe. So I won't cut my grass tomorrow. I should have cut it today and planned on cutting it today, but they worked later than they have been this entire project. I was expecting them to leave at around 3:30 like they have every day. But at 4:30, they were still here and still working, and I fell asleep. Didn't plan on it, didn't want to, but I did. So I should have gotten out, cut the backyard at least when they were done in the back, but I didn't. That's my fault. But I also could not think about what if they need me for some reason and I'm cutting the grass. They'd have to flag me down. Then am I going to want to come in the house if I need to? Whatever. So I just kept putting it off, thinking I'll wait till they're gone and I'll have plenty of time to get my exercise done and get my yard work done. So I didn't. That's why I'm here at 6:45 I'm almost done. Got 2 minutes left. So I didn't want to exercise in the garage either while they were here, because the garage was part of what they were working on today. One of the things that was one of the areas where wood was rotten, and thank God it wasn't insects, it actually was just rot, was the wooden frame around the garage door. So they were tearing the old one out, putting a new one in today. But I didn't want to sit here and exercise in front of them. I don't know if they were choosing to smoke or not while they were doing it, but I also was not going to exercise while they were standing there smoking. And yes, it's my house and I should have every right to ask them not to, but I also get it because I've worked that kind of job, and I did when I was a smoker. And by God, I want to smoke when I'm on the job. So, all of that to say, I didn't get shit done. I did, though. I didn't get my grass cut and I didn't get my exercise done, but I got a lot of other things done. My poster that I got very professionally framed a few weeks ago, I finally put that up today. I needed a sturdier mount for the wall, so today I knew I had one, I just had to find it through an old, I don't know even what you call those things. It's a sorting system, so to speak, for fasteners, screws, bolts, nuts, nails, drywall stuff, all that. So I found a good drywall screw with a base that goes in and all that. Hung up the poster. Got my work clothes from today that I'm going to need again Friday, and went ahead and did a load of laundry so that those were clean for Friday morning. Dishwasher was square from yesterday. I didn't have to do anything with that. I did go and get some quiche for my father. He loves the quiche breakfasts. There's my 30 minutes. I'm going to keep going here. Wait a minute. And Stroessner's also has sugar-free brownies. And I think I've mentioned before he likes those sugar-free brownies, and I usually give him one with the protein drink for a kind of a bedtime snack. He needs more protein, so I can get him to get some protein in. If I give him one of those brownies, he's happy with his bedtime pills. So yeah, so I left work and I was able to get out of work about 10 minutes earlier than normal. Ran to Stroessner's, got that stuff, got home. Was actually able to pull in my driveway for the first time in a while. I parked in my driveway where I normally would park. It's been a week. And then started on my projects in the house. So anyway, I had all kinds of things else to do, and I didn't get it, but hopefully tomorrow I will. I need to go to Walmart. I need some Dasani water. My dad will only drink Dasani waters. And I need some vitamins and supplements. So my Walmart opens at 6. I'll get up at 5:30 or so and get over there because 8 o'clock tomorrow, between 8 and 9, you know how they do, AT&T is coming to finish the install on fiber optic internet connection. So I know you can't tell when you watch these videos, but it takes me an extraordinarily long time to load these videos to YouTube. Sometimes 3 hours. So I usually start it when I'm going to bed, which is why on occasion it doesn't get loaded till the morning because I forget and I go to sleep. But hopefully tomorrow, after that install is complete, my internet connection will be faster. It's supposed to be a lot faster. We'll see. And then, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday, so it's also a shower, shave, laundry, full wall. And yeah, so I got a busy day tomorrow and a busy day Friday. Somewhere in there I got to cut the grass. I need to go to Walmart, and I need to get back getting some meters in. I've been trying to slowly increase my meters, and I realized today, I went back and looked, and I've done 8,000 as my daily row 21 times. Now, that is over the course of August, where there were plenty of days where I actually did 10Ks. Some days I did multiple 5s. The last day, if you remember, I did 5, 6, 6, 5, so I did 22,000 meters the last day of August. So I have been increasing my meters. Yesterday's 8K, I pushed it, and it was actually, in fact, is that redundant? Actually, in fact, it was, in fact, the fastest 8K that I've done. So, pleased with that. Trying to get that pace consistently under 2:30. And so yesterday I was there. one other thing that just popped up a second ago when I realized that over the course of this video, I have called the man that lives in this house Dad, my father, and Walt. Let me explain kind of what I do. To him, as I always have, I will call him Dad. I have promised him I would never call him anything disrespectful. It's always driven me nuts when I've heard friends or people I know call their dad their old man or the old man. Now that I'm 51 and he's 78, I'd like to call him the old man, but I'm not going to do that. To me, that's just disrespectful. And to be honest, he hasn't necessarily earned my respect most of my life, but just by the nature of him being my father, I'll pay him at least that much and not call him the old man. It does help me kind of mentally disassociate from the fact that I have to clean up some of the messes I have to do and some of the things I have to do, cleaning his face and his hands and the things that you would expect a man his age to be able to do, but a man with mental impairment won't necessarily do. I have to stand by the bathroom sometimes and listen for him to wash his hands, and if he doesn't, I have hand sanitizer in my hand and I squirt him as soon as he comes out. I don't probably do that as often as I should. Sometimes he slips by. But those kind of things, and some of the annoying things that my first reaction is to write off to the fact that he's been an asshole most of my life. I have to look at him with a little bit of grace now that I know that his brain is not necessarily working properly, and there are times where I think he does things that when I do gently confront him with them, he is embarrassed or upset or disappointed in himself. I don't think he always wants to do the things that he does, or doesn't always recognize how what he does might make me feel, or how that changes things for me sometimes. I think back a couple Fridays ago. Fridays are long days for me. I'm up early for work, and I usually have a fair amount of chores, so to speak. And I was out here exercising, and I went in the house, and he was standing back there in the bathroom with a god-awful mess. And that is just not what I wanted at the end of the day when it was time for me to make dinner for myself and him. That's quite an appetite suppressant, cleaning up that kind of mess. And so in those circumstances, I don't call him my father. I don't call him Dad. I call him Walt. So I can put a little disassociation or a little distance there between the man I'm taking care of and the man who paid for me growing up. Hard to say that he took care of me. I guess my mother did most of that. All he did. He provided. He worked. That might be the only positive thing I've gotten from my father's behavior over the years. Is a pretty good work ethic. Now, I don't have any idea what he was like to work with. I can imagine that it wasn't always great because of his personality, but he always went to work. So, there is that. Anyway, now I'm rambling, and it's almost 7, and I've gone an extra 7.5 minutes, which means I have to go 2.5 more, because I can't stop on an odd number. So we're going to get a 40-minute spin today instead of 30. And I'm not doing anything else, so there's no video of any kind of workouts. I do have another short, YouTube short, that I will post a little bit later that I actually filmed yesterday as part of my workout. The shorts seem to get a lot of views quickly for some reason. I don't understand why. I don't know how that works. That within 30 minutes or less, sometimes I have 100, 200, 300 views. It's kind of weird. But it is what it is. So I'm about done here, and that means I am pretty much done for the day. I don't probably not have much of anything for dinner. I've got some turkey. I'll probably just have a turkey sandwich. And that's all. That's all from me for today. And oh, I almost forgot. Almost forgot. So the segment I filmed earlier at work this morning. Hey, you're not Tony. Where's Tony? Tony, you look different.
Tony, is that you?
Yeah, I did. I got a lot of it. A lot of people said, oh boy, you're messing me up. I'm not going to know what day it is. Ooh, is it Friday? So, I knew it was coming. I've been working there too long. Actually, I've been working with the public too long. I know that stuff's coming. And it came. Just to let you know, it did, in fact, come today. So, all right, that's all for me. I'm done. It's time for dinner. See ya.